So, Ross, very clearly, we were, discussing this ability of an athlete to move from one category to the other, and how does that come about? Through weight loss or weight gain?
Or if he wants to compete in the higher weight category, first of all he must meet the weight category. After he meet the weight category, then he can jump to the category that he wishes to fight.
So that's so important. What happens in the case of reducing weight? What if you drop weight? Do you then participate in a lighter category, or that doesn't really happen that often?
Usually, pesilat, if their height is lower, they wish to participate in the lower category.
Makes sense.
Because if you are short and you are fighting in the heavier category, then you will meet with those taller girls, have reach advantage.
It's a very interesting year. We've started off with NADHRAH binti Sahrin, who's facing off with DINDA NURAIDA of Indonesia. And well, the Indonesian Persilat is more of a watchful contender.
Yeah.
NADHRAH more the attacking sort. But very interesting, this battle which has started off.
It's a drop.
Valid draw for the blue corner.
8-7. Quite a closely fought encounter between the ladies, the young ladies here.
This call is difficult because they together,
Side by side, you fall down
by side.
together, and you got to find out who touched the floor, the surface first.
So they are asking the jury for assistance. You know why? Because he carried the hand like that. He put the square box like that. He did the VR.
In the good old days, if you did something like that and you put that square sign up, or, the recent past, it normally could also mean a selfie.
No.
It depends on the situation or the location of doing that.
What is dispute? Cannot.
On process dropping bisel together, blue and red. On process drop bisel.
So the review, being held right now, and there we have our very popular Persilats. You've got Sheikh Firdaus there. You've got the ladies who you're going to see in action today.
Beside her, beside him, is his sister.
The whole family. They're just all in there and there. So we're going to see, most of them in action today. We're going to see Sheikh Firdaus. He'll be on field in the arena later in the day. And then let's not forget, up next, we've got Sheikh Farhan.
Oh, up next,
Sheikh Farhan comes up next with the senior match male J division, and he's going to be battling it out with Muhammad Rabial bin Sabri of Malaysia. So interesting, very interesting matchup.
Both these fighters are seasoned fighter.
Very interesting to watch. And that's going to be actually our just a break in momentum before we get back to the ladies
Yeah.
for another 3 matches. So here we clearly have what happened.
Catch. Oh, it's so close, yeah.
Tough to call. Of course,
So in Indonesia got the drop.
and I think what's interesting in this drop that we saw and was Dinda Nuraida just drawing in NADHRAH binti Saharin. They've got the points. Indonesia's. I think the points were disputed, but they've been awarded that back again. So it's now, of course, 14-11.
Oh.
Blue dropping. Blue dropping. Cause attack.
Right.
How important is it when you're looking at the match, and how we were just talking about this a while back, Ross and me. And Ross, I'm going to ask you. You've got the coaching staff in there. You've got the coach and his assistant now in a cube on both sides. How important is it for them to monitor what's happening in the arena? How important is it for them to make sure that they don't blink, because there are just those slight moments where you might miss out on things like points tallying, decisions, drops.
Yeah, for the Pesilat to succeed in their fight, the whole team must play a part. Like say the Pesilat, they have the coach, 2 of them. She have the team manager and herself. The whole team must work together. For the Pesilat is in the ring, listen to the coach. For the coaches, he must be aware. The drops are given to a Pesilat, the drops that's being deducted from a Pesilat, he must be aware the point, whether it's tally with the decision making. If the decision goes against you, you can bring it up, and the team manager also must play a big part. You must be aware of the fight. If, let example, your Pesilat were given the drops, it's already valid, were given, but the point is not reflected in the scoreboard. You need to bring up. You need to bring up to the official.
You need to monitor that.
You need to monitor that. If you don't do all this stuff,
that's really your loss then.
It's your loss. You're betraying your fighter.
Absolutely. It's
You
so important for the
it's
coaches
so
to be
important.
watchful.
Because it is given, then you don't get the tally. It's just a betrayal to your fighter.
It is. So Dinda Nuraida gets the benefit of that call, and that's going to send her points up, which means it's going to be even Stevens.
Yeah.
Let it drop for the red corner.
14 all. That could have been a bit more for Dinda Nuraida. So we're still in round 1, if you haven't counted that, Roz. It's 30 seconds left in round 1, and there's been quite a bit of reviews here. And that's a drop.
Valid drop for the red corner.
Dinda Nuraida, the Indonesian Pesilat, she's got this default, follow-up, which is basically with arms wide open. She always has arms outstretched to draw the opponent in.
Yeah.
Valid drop for the red corner.
So NADHRAH binti Saharin just losing her ground a little bit towards the end of the round. But it's a high-scoring round, 22-16. We don't see that normally in round one. You see the points flurry happen in round two normally.
Round one, yeah. You see the different these two pesilat, when they poise for fight, the red corner tends to be more lower. They bend the body, more than the blue corner.
It's got a kind of a crouched stance.
It is quite a risky doing that, because if a punch land in her face, then the blue corner won't get the penalty, because in Silat terms we call it salah bela, means because you go so down you get hit. It's not because this girl hit your face.
Both athletes very determined, and I do totally get this bit of you just mentioned very clearly
on the dropping technique
about the stance, and she has a very unusual stance. You don't see that in too many Persilats.
Yeah.
So what you're actually saying, Ross, is that your posture, your fighting stance could actually be different from the orthodox ones, but it's not necessarily illegal.
Yeah, it's not illegal.
But it puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Certainly hung on for dear life here, Dinda Nuraida. So round two, 94 seconds as we see, and
On process, red drop first and blue 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay.
it's an appeal from Team Singapore. And the Indonesian Persilat, well, she's kept her momentum. She's actually got a split. She's been, every time she's got a break, she stretches.
Yeah.
One thing I find very characteristic about this matchup is you see this in many different sparring matches in different sports as well, where you have one athlete, who in this case would be NADHRAH binti Saharin of Singapore, who's very exuberant, who's very enthusiastic, wants to go in for that attack.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody like Dinda Nuraida who wants to get the opponent riled up so she can unsettle her, and that's when she unsettles her, then she tries to effect her move, which is a drop or a kick.
If you call this in boxing term, is a Dinda Nuraida is a Mayweather. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Is those
Floyd
counter-attacking,
Mayweather, absolutely.
counter-attacking fighter. You come.
What a star, right?
Yeah.
What a star. What a study actually in athleticism.
Yeah.
You just spoke about Mayweather, and people have to actually use those kind of principles. And well, here it was very clearly a drop for. So I think Singapore will get the benefit of that.
Yeah.
Rightly called.
Yeah.
That was very smart appeal. Very smart appeal. So it was NADHRAH who got the better of Dinda Nuraida in this, which means now she's 3 points away. And we've got a fight on. We've definitely got a fight on here. Both Persilats are very determined. And I think they're well matched in terms of speed, strength.
$24 all.
And
Oh.
This round will say a lot.
Valid
Yeah.
drop for the blue corner.
So I think the officials just overrode that repetitive attack.
But it's on the ground. Cannot.
So it will. I think this round should go pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Oh.
And Nadhra binti Sarin
Yeah.
now playing to her own strengths. It's twice that she has turned well her action around to affect those drops, and she's done extremely well. And surprisingly, Dinda Nuraida drawn into that. I'm still trying to figure the crouched stance. What animal does that really?
What?
The crouched stance.
Crouch.
What animal would that really?
Dropping.
Tiger.
Um, fairly said.
Yeah.
Fairly said. Normally, when you do open up into big flamboyant stance, that happens to be the crane, doesn't it? The painful part about all the martial arts that are inspired by birds and animals and their movements is that no one's paying any of them any copyright. We just take it all from them.
Yeah.
And then we pretend like it was ours.
Yeah.
So Nadhra binti Sarin is a coach checking on her breathing and her comfort. Is
Yeah.
that? I think brilliant comeback from her.
Yeah.
She was just tailing
No,
behind.
these two Persilat, if you watch their fight, the red one and the blue one, the blue corner, once the fight gets together is grappling. The takedown, she's better. She's better in grappling takedown. So you can see once the Persilat comes together,
The blue has the advantage.
yeah, because she the technique of dropping with that kind of situation, she's better. So if the coach or the red one realize this, then she will inform the Persilat, don't come too close like that, because every single time they contact,
Yeah,
the red will fall.
it's a red that falls. Yeah.
Valid drop
So
for
I
the
think
corner.
for Dinda Nuraida of Indonesia, it's really going to boil down to whether she can attack and then move back.
Get off,
attack.
Yeah. Because I see the height, she's taller.
Yeah, and I think she's
Ah,
used
you
a bit
see?
of that here today. She's actually doing that in this round, which is why she's now reduced the deficit to 9 points.
Yeah.
But round 3,
Ah,
this
see,
is a
she move
crucial
up.
one.
Yeah, she moved back, right?
But Nadhra binti Sarin says, I'm still around, I'm
Yeah.
still very much in control, and I'm not letting go.
Dispute.
Not drop. Not drop. Because not drop.
The red corner.
Yeah, they dispute the drop.
So exciting times for us right now in Singapore. We are streaming and coming at you live from the OCBC Arena at the Sports Hub Singapore, from Sports Hub Singapore. And it's me, Glenn. Along with me, I've got my man Roslan, who has been with me right through yesterday, and he'll be with me tomorrow as well. We've had a great time covering this event for you. And we started off with the ladies, ladies, of course, bring in a different element. They bring in that color, they bring in that slight finesse as compared to the boys' aggression. But it's interesting because this match that we are currently in the midst of has been a really tough one for us. Let's remind you once again that this is the 8th Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships. We're so used to calling it ASEAN, but let's not also forget that while we get ahead with the action, we've got one of the best, or two of the best Silat performers in the male category, and they'll be coming on next. That's Sheikh Farhan and of Singapore, who will battle Muhammad Rabial of Malaysia. I'll leave Ross to tell you more about that as the match progresses. But for now, what we thought would have been a rather quick encounter between NADHRAH binti Sahrin and DINDA NURAIDA, and we've had quite a few stops regarding the reviews. But really, even though there's an 8-point difference, I think a fairly decent matchup between these two ladies. It's been exciting.
It's been exciting, with the new rulings, 8 points, you can, you see, upheld, means minus 3 points already, right? Then it will become closer.
They'll get closer. That's so important. There's no change in points for NADHRAH binti Sahrin.
Even though the is upheld, right? But
I think they just heard you. But that's for the kick.
Yeah.
That's for the kick. Absolutely. So
you see,
could be a stumbling block for the athlete. I mean,
his appeal is being upheld, right?
Absolutely. But it has to also reflect on the points, and that's something that they have to keep track of. So DINDA NURAIDA also not giving up. She knows how important the time element is. Just over 45 seconds left here. 44 seconds to be precise now. It's NADHRAH binti Sahrin on 43 points. And DINDA NURAIDA on 34.
She's fighting.
She's giving it back as much as she can. She's one gutsy per Silat, and she's held on.
Valid drop for the red corner.
And that's just 2 points adrift now with 8 seconds left. What a matchup this is turning out to be. NADHRAH binti Sahrin with DINDA NURAIDA, and for NADHRAH, how important is that? Just that last bit. We've got 0.11 seconds left. Well, that last drop was so important for NADHRAH, wasn't it? What an exciting finish. You almost thought that the Indonesian player Silat DINDA NURAIDA would have pulled that away from NADHRAH binti Sahrin, but fascinating finish. And are you happy with this matchup, Ross? Needless to ask.
I'm very happy. This is what, like I say, always say, is fight to the last end. And when this happens, you feel satisfied, because she doesn't give up until the last gong,